All praise to the Most High, all praise to the Most High, all praise to the Most High. Peace and blessings. I love you guys, man. Keep being great, keep being amazing. I just had like a couple of things, a couple of thoughts I just wanted to like tap in with. And it was just like a couple of things that was just, it was just messing with me, right? In life, right? I was talking about a lot of times, right? It's a lot of men, like when it comes to our community, right? It's always more women than men in a household, right? When we grew up in. Everybody who grew up in my era and basically the era before me and after me, it always been single mothers in the world. I think it's 85% of single mothers been in the black community or whatever the number is. I just know it's a high number. I know it's more than 70, 80, I think 85% single black mothers, right? Or maybe even higher, right? This is systematic, right? So a lot of times when it came to like young men or young boys and young girls, there's always a mother around or a grandmother. Always. Like when you look at kids in foster care, they're always ready to give women kids, especially boys, right? Because they feel like women is nurturers, and a lot of people misinterpret nurturing and learning. Nurturing and learning is two different things. You could be a good nurturer and a bad learner. Or you could be a good nurturer and a bad teacher. Let me rephrase that, excuse me, right? So, a lot of times when we grew up, right, there's always a female in the house. We had our grandmothers, our aunts. Like, it was a lot of single mothers around. If your mother was on drugs and couldn't take care of you, it was always like a grandmother around or an auntie or a great-grandma. It always been a mother around. Look at, like Soul Food. Remember the movie Soul Food? It was like Big Mama. So it's always just like that in the black community, right? Right, people? So when there's always women around and women taking you to the doctor, women cooking for you, women cleaning for you, when something happened to you, always, I want my mommy, or it's always like a female around because there's no men around. No solid men. Because most of the time when a female raises a man, she's not raising them right. And a female job is not to raise men. That's what a lot of y'all gotta understand. Women are not made to raise men. It's like a sheep raising a pig. You get it? It's not gonna work out. You understand? That's what y'all gotta realize. And I'm not saying that you can learn or mimic from your mother, but your mother naturally is not allowed to raise you. That's just not what it is. She could show you things. She could cook for you, nurture you. But far as teaching you, because a man's supposed to raise a man and a woman's supposed to raise a woman. But the thing about why men can raise boys and girls is because of the discipline. You understand? And the discernment. We are raised with discernment, meaning we can see things before they happen. Women don't have that gift. That's just another thing I gotta understand. So in society, right? When you have women always having safety nets, meaning that everything fall in their place. Section 8, a female have kids, the father can't be around. These are things that they give women for women to feel empowered, right? So when everything just been female this, female that, especially in the world, this is all we know. Your mother raised you. Oh, respect women. Hold the door for women. Do this to women. Your mother trained you to be indoctrinated by women. Your mother don't tell you the truth about women, because like I told y'all before, if your mother told you the truth about women, then she got to tell you the truth about herself. So your mother always going to keep secrets from the boys. But when it came to the girls, women always told their daughters, make sure you meet a man with something. Make sure you meet a man with this and that. And you understand? When you in high school, what college you going to? What high school? You understand? When mothers had daughters, most of the time they have a daughter dealing with guys in Catholic school. You understand? That's showing some form of your mother got money, or you understand? People think that because people went to Catholic school, they was gonna be successful and this, that, and the third. But everybody make mistakes, whether you're in Catholic school or not. You understand? So your women always teach other women to always like be plotters and deal with people with things. But it still wound up backfiring, because most of the time when the guys in Catholic school and did things and he had his father around, his father already teach him about women and he already ahead of the game. So your daughter wound up losing anyway. Or they had somebody to show them the ropes. And they're ahead of the game. Your mind frame is different when you in Catholic school and your indoctrination is different. I'm not saying people in Catholic school don't make mistakes, but your whole train of thought is different. So when we in society, right, and it's more women, and women, they put women in power to have certain things. Like most women have their apartments, and not because they work hard through Section 8 and through different programs, right? Most of the time, when a man deal with a girl, most of the time, you learn from your mothers. So it's like a double-edged sword, because when you're raised by your mother and you watch how your mother teach your sisters, most women pick it up. And this is why most women always learn how to be sneaky and live with women, and how to manipulate women to live with them. This is where all that things come from your mother. So when things get hectic, for example, I remember me and my partner was working together, right? And I got a female partner, right? And we was working in a hall, and it was like a whole bunch of kids, maybe the age from like 14 to like 16, the oldest, right? And maybe like 8, 9 kids, right? They was in a hallway smoking. So when she came in, like, excuse me, all the kids wound up putting the weed down and look. And it's like they got into a mommy spell, because each and every one of those kids, either they had a mother or a grandmother, right? So when things happen to women, this is why a lot of people always gravitate to women, because everybody always have a mother or a grandmother, always, or some type of female. There's always a female person in your life to help you, whether they cook for you, whether they give you money. There's always some type of female in a household that's dealing with a man or raising a man. So when a female get cursed out or yelled at, a man is always coming to their defense, because they always had a mother, right? When a man go through stuff with other men, most of the time, people, whether it's a kid or anybody, they be like, yo, F this dude, fuck this dude. Excuse my language. They're like, yo, fuck this dude or F this dude, because most fathers wasn't there, and you hold a lot of animosity towards men, because most of us didn't have fathers. There was never no men around like that. And if it wasn't no solid men. Our uncles was in and out there like out of life. Whether our uncles went to the military, or our uncles was in and out of prison, or our uncles was a drug dealer, our fathers, and you feel me? So most of the male, and we know it's systematic, most of the male presence were men in and out of jail, men that went to the army. It was always men just leaving. But that's all the system. And men wasn't able to get into apartments because of Section 8. And in order for you to get Section 8 in certain programs, the men couldn't be in the house. So now when a man get into it with a young boy, a young man, he can't really talk to a young man, because that young man got his father's leaving him and his father's not around. Seeds in his mind and indoctrinations in his mind. So when that man telling that boy something, the boy get automatically defensive, because his father wasn't there. Oh, well, who the hell are you? You can't tell me what to do. Or a man or a young boy got so much hatred and animosity to his father, he wound up taking on other men. So this is the problem that's going on. It's been indoctrination that women, that society just gave women so much things, apartments, just through the system, all the system, through the welfare system, through the social services system, ACS. They always quick to give women, boys, and just women period, and especially boys, because it's an indoctrination. And most men don't have their stuff together. So when you got the social worker coming around, most men ain't got a steady job. Most men don't live by themselves. But they give women apartments and little jobs and welfare and child support, because they give them these things. Because now when it's time for a boy, a bandit boy that's in the system, they can just put you back with your mother, and now you back part of the system, meaning the prison system, meaning the indoctrination system where you in jail or you having babies all over and you leaving. So it's all a setup. So a lot of y'all people got to understand, and y'all got to do y'all due diligence, and I know a lot of y'all can relate to these things. You get it? So all the stuff that's happening to you is not by accident. It's all purposely done. You understand? When a woman get in a supermarket and a guy doing something, oh my God, what are you doing? Everybody turn around and on that woman's side, because everybody had a mother. But if a man yell because the female doing something to him, they automatically gonna take the female side, because everybody had a mother or grandmother. Y'all see how it works? So y'all gotta understand why things work certain ways. And once you start understanding that, you start minding your business. When things happen to women, because a lot of things that happen to women, women cause them things on themselves, but they play victim, and we fall victim of what they play victim of, because we had our mothers, and we had our grandmothers, and our grandmothers, and our mothers, and our aunts, and our sisters. They never told us how women are, how they sneaky, and how women is conniving. Y'all understand? So when you start understanding woman nature, you stop feeling sorry for them. You start just focusing on yourself, not feeling bad for women, because women know what they do. Every time a female put herself in a situation where a man leave or God beat on her or whatever it is, she calls that. She knew what she was doing. And another thing I had to tap in on, a lot of single mothers, they single because God put that in their path. Because like I said again, a lot of women be saying it take two to tango, right? But that's false. Because most of the time when a female has sex, she made it easy for you to have sex with her. I'm gonna do another video on that, but I'm gonna just tap into that. When a female has sex with you, she made it easy for you to have sex with her. So women be plotting. I wanna have this guy baby. He's light skinned, he's tall, he's strong, he got money. You get it? And it wound up backfiring on them. This is why they be single parents. So a lot of things too that God give these women's punishments, and this is why they be single mothers and their daughters got mad kids and the baby father gone and they sons in and out of prison. So a lot of these things that's happening and a lot of single mothers is because a lot of women, they know what they're doing. They manipulate men to have babies, and God see all that. The Most High see all that, and the Most High punish them with being single mothers. Y'all get it? So really understand that, tap into that. So God see what's going on, and this is why their kids wind up growing up homosexuals. This is why their daughters be following the same trend that they follow. And that's why their daughters be single with mad kids. And that's why their daughters, when they get older, their daughters have grandkids and their grandkids don't fuck with them. This is what it is, fellas. So my thing where I say to y'all fellas, don't ever leave your kid, because I don't condone deadbeats. But a lot of guys that leave their kids, that's God punishing the mothers too. Because a lot of women, they do things. And like I said again, women having sex out of wedlock and doing all kind of crazy shit. And they following the system. They keep making the same mistake. That's why girls be having 3 and 4 baby fathers and everybody going. So that's their punishment from God. And then they wind up being lonely at the end. So fellas, when you do have a kid with a girl, still be there for your kid and do what you got to do. And just be careful. When you deal with a chick, for y'all younger brothers, make sure y'all meet the girl father. I'm going to do a video on that too. Meet the girl father, man, to see who the father was. If her father was in and out of her life, then at the end of the day, it's not going to work out because she got abandonment issues. You understand? The reason with us men is that we make the same mistake, but we learn after a while. Women don't. Women always think with their vaginas before anything. Females don't like to be alone. And a female, like I said again, she'll deal with a crackhead just not to be alone. And once you start understanding how they move and how they work, your life becomes 10 times better. But a lot of single mothers, that's God punishing them. And that's just the truth. Because if they got married and they pick the guys to do what they do, then at the end of the day, it'll be a lot of happy single mothers. It'll be a lot of happy women in the world. And it'll be less child support. It'll be less a lot of shit. So fellas, start thinking with the head above your neck, not the one below your waist. Y'all got it. And teach your sons these things, fellas. Teach your sons. Be in your son's life to teach them these things that they need to know. Alright? Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, man. I love you guys, man. I'm going to keep doing more videos so y'all guys just wake up and be on point, fellas. That's all, man. Stop feeling sorry for women, bro, because at the end of the day, they don't feel sorry for you. And when you really start understanding this and learning this, your life become 30 times better. Alright? Million salutes, man. Share these videos with your sons and your nephews so they could be ahead of the game. Alright? A million salutes, man. Peace and blessings. I love you guys, man. Keep being great. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and put the Most High first. Peace and blessings.